Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kimberly Sykes doing another segment of My Mondays. And on today's segment, My Mondays, what I just want to talk about is, over the weekend, my brother and I, we were just having a conversation, and it was basically talking about a girl he was dealing with, and it was basically just saying like how she didn't want to go to the gym and she didn't want to do certain things. And that's not what I want to talk about, but what I do want to talk about is this. Basically, what I was telling him is, like, early on, you gotta set the standard. And what I'm basically meaning by that is, like, basically having a line which people are not going to cross early on, so that way they don't cross the line eventually, because they know not to cross you. They know how to hold themselves accountable. Like, I'm just saying that because I also seen it myself, like, and just being in leadership positions, when I set the standard early with someone, they don't cross me. They don't really go over that line. They already know, like, hey, this is a no-go for me. This is a deal breaker for me. Do not do this. But when you don't set that standard early, people have a tendency for crossing you a lot earlier and a lot quicker. And then when you do check them, it's so late that they be like, you never did that before, so why are you doing it now? But in reality, you've been feeling that way for a long time. Instead of holding it in, you just need to go ahead and set that standard early on, so that way when people cross you, they know like they messed up. But when somebody don't know when they mess up because you didn't set that standard early on, then they never gonna really understand what the problem they did. And that's one of the things I honestly say on my podcast that I feel like I did wrong this year for coaching, this season for coaching. I didn't set the standard early, and I need to hold myself accountable for that. So just me taking my own advice on my own podcast and take my own advice from what I told my brother, I need to set the standard early too myself sometimes, because I've seen it a few times where people cross the line and I didn't check them early on, and then they was able to cross the lines a few more times. But I'm just saying that as a time of reflection, but I'm also saying that as a person who's been in a leadership position in multiple organizations and multiple positions itself. And so I'm just telling my brother that, I'm telling myself that, I'm telling the audience that, set the standard early so people don't cross that line. Hold them accountable early on in your friendship when you first meet someone, because if you do that, you won't have as many issues with how these people act or how they treat you early on. It's better sometimes to be respected for your word and your actions than for you to be disrespected by the things that you do and you don't feel appreciated for. So with all that being said, y'all, set the standard early with people, man. Let them understand that this is your breaking ground, and this is your deal breaker right here, and they're not able to stand by that standard. Hey, sometimes it's all right to cut people off. And so with that just being said, y'all, this is Kimberly Sykes doing another segment of My Mondays.